Tyrion Lannister is a man that is intelligent but often overlooked due to his size. There are many scenes that show his brains, but today there is one scene that I want to analyze a bit closer. As Hand of the King, Tyrion executes a cunning plan to test the loyalty of key members of the small council. Grand Maester Pycelle, Littlefinger, and Varys. His goal is to discover who is feeding information to Queen Cersei, his sister, as he tries to maintain control over King's Landing. I will analyze this scene in 3 parts. First, the background. Why did Tyrion feel the need to craft this plan? 2. Key quotes that I deem important and what they mean. 3. Subtle details that you may have missed when first watching. At this point in the series, Tyrion has just arrived in King's Landing to take up his new role as Hand of the King, a position that was previously held by his father, Tywin Lannister. Tywin's decision to send Tyrion to King's Landing is partly because Cersei has been mismanaging the city, and tensions between the Lannisters and the rest of the realm are growing. King's Landing is in chaos, with multiple factions vying for control of the Iron Throne. Robb Stark's northern army is marching south, Renly Baratheon has declared himself king, and Stannis Baratheon, who believes the throne is his by right, is gathering forces at Dragonstone. Meanwhile, King Joffrey's cruelty has alienated the small folk, who are growing increasingly resentful of the crown. Tyrion arrives at a time when King's Landing desperately needs strong leadership, but he quickly realizes that his biggest threat is not from the enemies outside the walls, but from within. His sister, Queen Cersei, is paranoid, untrustworthy, stupid, and power-hungry. Tyrion knows she is feeding off information she shouldn't have, which means there is a spy within his close circle. This makes his position incredibly precarious. Tyrion's immediate concern is to find out who is reporting back to Cersei. He knows Cersei is working against him, and she's using someone in the small council to stay one step ahead. To effectively rule, Tyrion needs to know who he can trust and who he cannot, hence his elaborate scheme. By uncovering the traitor, Tyrion is not only securing his own position, but he's also sending a message to the other members of the council. He's showing them that he cannot be easily fooled or manipulated. This moment is Tyrion solidifying his control over King's Landing politics, and it is the first of many moves he makes to wrestle power away from Cersei. While Tyrion is certainly acting to protect himself and consolidate power, it's important to remember that he genuinely believes he is doing what's best for the realm. He is one of the few characters in the story who cares about the bigger picture, understanding that internal strife weakens their ability to face external threats, like Robb Stark and Stannis Baratheon.
But remember, the Queen mustn't know.
Ooh. This phrase is Tyrion's tool for setting the trap. He uses it with each of the 3 council members, Pycelle, Varys, and Littlefinger. After telling them 3 different fabricated stories about Princess Myrcella's marriage, the repetition of this phrase is key because it establishes the stakes. By emphasizing the secrecy, Tyrion is subtly reminding them of the consequences of betrayal. This phrase represents the overarching theme of the scene: trust and deception. Tyrion knows that each of these men has their own agenda, and by giving them different stories, he's testing which of them will break his confidence. This phrase also taps into the larger theme of Game of Thrones, the instability of power. Tyrion is not just setting a simple trap. He's demonstrating his understanding of how tenuous political alliances are. When he says the Queen mustn't know, he's underscoring the fact that even those closest to power are not to be trusted.
The realm, there's too much at stake.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, I shall be silent as the grave.
Pycelle, a longtime servant of the Lannisters, is immediately eager to pledge his loyalty to Tyrion, but his eagerness gives him away. His claim that he will be silent as the grave rings hollow. Pycelle is not only a sycophant, but also someone who has always played both sides. He serves the Lannisters, but primarily Cersei. And Tyrion knows this. This pledge of loyalty is a facade, and Tyrion is fully aware of it. Pycelle's character serves as a symbol of the corrupt bureaucracy of King's Landing. His false loyalty reflects the deep-rooted corruption in the small council. Tyrion's targeting of Pycelle represents his attempt to rid the city's leadership of these corrupt influences. In a broader sense, Pycelle's betrayal reflects the dangers of blind loyalty and political opportunism.
For men in our position, holding grudges can be an encumbrance, don't you think?
In his conversation with Littlefinger, Tyrion appeals to Littlefinger's pragmatism. Littlefinger, as we know, is driven by ambition, constantly scheming to climb the social ladder. Tyrion plays into this ambition by offering Littlefinger a royal match with Lysa Arryn's son, Robin, which would make him a powerful player in the Vale. By suggesting that Littlefinger let go of grudges, Tyrion is subtly testing Littlefinger's ability to prioritize ambition over personal vendettas. This quote is particularly important because it reveals Tyrion's understanding of Littlefinger's character. Littlefinger is a man who thrives on chaos and manipulation, and Tyrion knows that he cannot be trusted. The line about holding grudges taps into the theme of personal ambition versus the greater good. Tyrion is challenging Littlefinger's motivations, but at the same time, he's using his understanding of Littlefinger's desires to his advantage.
You to deliver Lysa Arryn. I didn't need Janos Slynt.
Tyrion's mention of Janos Slynt, the corrupt commander of the City Watch whom he sent to the wall earlier in the season, is a powerful reminder of his ruthlessness. By removing Slynt, Tyrion demonstrated that he is not afraid to eliminate those who are corrupt or disloyal. The fact that he mentioned Slynt to Littlefinger is a subtle warning. Tyrion has no problem removing obstacles when necessary. This is a key example of Tyrion consolidating power. By referencing Janos Slynt, Tyrion is reminding the council members that he is in control, and that disloyalty will be punished. This is Tyrion showing that while he may appear affable, he is not to be underestimated. The line also foreshadows the eventual removal of Pycelle. Throughout the scene, pay close attention to Tyrion's body language. He is often seen leaning forward slightly, giving off a sense of control and authority. He maintains eye contact with each council member, suggesting that he's studying their reactions closely. Tyrion's calm and measured demeanor contrasts with the more nervous reactions of Pycelle, Varys, and Littlefinger. This subtle control of the physical space reflects Tyrion's dominance over the council. Tyrion's ability to maintain control of his emotions and his body language is a reflection of his political savvy. He knows that in King's Landing, appearing in control is just as important as being in control. His calmness amidst chaos shows that he is the most competent player in the room. One of the most clever aspects of Tyrion's plan is the timing. He doesn't just give the three council members different stories. He also times the conversations so that each one feels exclusive. By isolating each council member, Tyrion ensures that none of them suspect that the others are being told different versions of the same story. This creates a sense of intimacy and trust, which Tyrion then exploits. The timing of these conversations is crucial because it reinforces the idea that Tyrion is always thinking several steps ahead. This is not a plan he made on a whim. It's a carefully calculated move designed to expose the traitor in a way that leaves no room for doubt. While Pycelle and Littlefinger seem eager to accept Tyrion's offers, Varys is noticeably more reserved. Varys, unlike the others, doesn't immediately jump at the opportunity presented to him. Instead, he listens carefully and responds with caution. This is because Varys is playing a much larger game. He's not motivated by personal ambition in the same way Pycelle and Littlefinger are. Varys' reluctance to commit to Tyrion's plan reflects his careful, long-term approach to power. This detail is significant because it highlights Varys' unique position in the political landscape of Westeros. While others are driven by personal gain, Varys is focused on the stability of the realm. His reluctance also hints at the fact that he suspects Tyrion's true intentions, further demonstrating Varys' keen understanding of the political game. There are several subtle hints throughout the scene that foreshadow Pycelle's eventual downfall. One of the most important is his eagerness to please Tyrion. Pycelle's overly enthusiastic response to Tyrion's plan is a red flag, as it shows that he's trying too hard to appear loyal. This eagerness ultimately betrays him, as Tyrion recognizes it as a sign of deceit. This foreshadowing is important because it shows how carefully the writers of Game of Thrones crafted the character arcs. Pycelle's eventual betrayal is not a surprise, but rather the culmination of small, subtle hints throughout the scene. By pointing out these details, you can help viewers appreciate the complexity of the storytelling. Tyrion's clever manipulation of the small council in this scene is a testament to his political brilliance. He understands that in a world like Westeros, trust is a rare commodity, and betrayal is always lurking just beneath the surface. Through his actions, he not only uncovers disloyalty, but also solidifies his own power. It's a reminder that in the Game of Thrones, you win or you die. Thank you for watching. Do you agree or disagree with me? Please comment and share your thoughts. Until the next time.